Hey, Mike Callahan, had a question submitted today. Is it really possible for a business to be run without the business owner managing the daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, and yearly activities in the business? So, gentlemen want to know, is it possible? How long does it take? And what are the pieces that actually go into making this work? So, in my experience of basically running a lawn care business the last 24 to 25 years in upstate New York, it is completely doable, but there is 3 to 4 core areas in your business that need to be documented and, in my opinion, automated with accountability. The most important part is the repetitive tasks, and you can kind of see it on the screen here next to me. So I'm going to blow this up so you can actually see this and how this works. But this is the key element to be able to leave your business and actually get your life back from your business. So this is the last thing that we actually did in our business in upstate New York that allowed me to go from 100 hours a week down to 3 to 5 hours a week. So I'm gonna actually dive into this and blow this up here. But basically what this is here is this is repetitive tasks. And what we're doing on the top of the screen is you see in the owner's head, we're gonna take all the things in the owner's head as a business owner that you are required to do. If you leave for vacation, if you decide to turn your phone off and go golfing, if you decide to go to your kid's baseball game or your daughter's ballet class, these are the things that still need to happen inside your business, and you are still married to that business. So what we found is there's 7 core areas of your business that can be delegated and automated, and they are sales, customer service, scheduling, billing, office manager, maintenance, and owner. And you can see on top of the screen here as I slide my mouse across it, got the sales, the customer service, the scheduling, the billing, the office manager, maintenance, owner. What we're looking at here is we're going to take these things in your head, in your office staff or your sales manager. You need to tell them what to do on a daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, and annually basis for success to happen in your business. Well, when we can go in and leverage these things on a software platform, such as Service Autopilot and the automations, we're able to leverage the software program to manage the daily and repetitive workflow for each subcategory, these 7 areas of the sales and the customer service and scheduling. And on the next screen here, I'm going to show you an example of what we've actually done. These are 36 or 37 examples of what we've actually done here, but we've broken it in the daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, annually areas. And then we've done it in the subheaders of sales, customer service, scheduling, billing, office manager, maintenance, and owner. These are the things, at least in my business, would keep pulling me back into the business because people in the business didn't know what they should be doing. So what we've done is documented the workflow and systems and created automated tasks or to-dos with a deadline assigned to a specific category. So under the daily category of sales, it could be complete all estimates assigned to you. And let's just say Dave is our salesperson. If Dave doesn't complete his daily task of doing his estimates, the way we built this into an automated feature is the automation now is going to alert Dave that he did not do his task or job for the day. And in my business and the way we do this for other businesses, the automation now alerts via text or email the business manager, the owner, letting them know that Dave didn't complete his job. So now the software system, the whole architecture of it is going to literally go out and manage the business on a whole. So now us as business owners can go out and spend time with our friends and family, or as Michael Gerber says, we work on the business, not in the business. But I will tell you from my personal experience is when you're doing this without an automated system to manage the workflow, the firefighting will become overwhelming and it will suck you back into the chaos. So the question was asked, can you create a business that can revolve without the business owner, almost as an absentee owner, and still have success, or in my opinion, almost better success? Because let's face it, guys and girls, if we are business owners, we have, we really do. We go in and we go in and micromanage. We become that bottleneck of growth. If we, hire the right team and we train them, we need to let them do their job, let them make mistakes, and that's right, reward them when they make mistakes because they're taking the initiative to make it right. But let's give them the framework in something like this under a daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, and annual assignment. So a big thing in the fall going in for our lawn care company was the gentleman running my lawn care company was responsible to winterize all the spray tanks. Well, a annual to-do came up and said, hey, by Friday this week, you need to winterize all the spray tanks. You need X amount of gallons of RV fluid. And hey, by the way, here's a link to Gregskin Clark's skid steer sprayer for the the fertilizer tank and how you do it. So we don't only document it, we're going to provide links or embed videos in there to actually let the people know how to do it. So not only did I show him how to do it, what he needed to do it, and when it was done, but I showed him with a video that I didn't even produce. I took it off the other company's website and linked it out, but he had a video. So now we were giving these people the tools for success and setting them up for success. So the final piece of allowing you to delegate the workflow of your business to become an absentee owner is a repetitive task automation. Whether you build it yourself or you work with somebody like Simple Growth to build it out for you, this is one of our packages. This is just an example here on the bottom. Daily task alert. So this could be you were supposed to call and finish all your estimates for today. That would be the task. Not completed by, and it would merge in the salesperson's name. And this would be the text message as a business owner that I am actually getting to alert me that they did not do this task. So now we don't have to micromanage these people, and we can kind of set it and forget it. And if it doesn't happen, now the automation will elevate that up. And inside that task, this is an example of what can be assigned to that salesperson. Keep track of your sales versus actual goals for the day, complete all estimates assigned to you, and make sure you make the necessary sales follow-ups assigned to you. If you're using something like 20 days to close with the SendJim integration, you probably wouldn't even have to make these calls. It would be automated for you, but you get the example. So this is the final piece of about 4 different pieces. So we're going to have our sales process for automations. We're going to have our employee recruiting, training, and onboarding piece. And then we're going to have our repetitive task piece. And then the final piece is actually a 5th piece. It's equipment asset management. And I'm not trying to sell something to you here, but I want to kind of give you an idea of what that's going to look like when we release this by the end of the month. And that's the final capping piece, the equipment and asset management. So if you imagine our sales here is truck 1 and CSR is truck number 2, and scheduling being mower 1 and mower 2 is billing, we're going to have across the top each type of piece of equipment that has a motor that needs oil changes, blade changes, belt changes, inspections on trailers, you name it. These are the things as business owners, we are constantly going out and trying to tell people what they need to do. But once we pull that back from them, we're able to go out and let the business run on autopilot. And these functions is what is going to allow you to put the autopilot in service autopilot or any other automated CRM you're using, such as Infusionsoft. But these are the core things in our business that we built. We did it manually. We defined them. We made sure they were correct. And then we automated a winning process. So I want to show you it is possible to create a business that runs without you as the business owner. But these are the key pieces that need to be put in place. And I'm going to kind of scroll back here and show you on our sales automation that we use for Simple Growth, how that actually works out. So this is the first piece. But what we're going to do is go in and get an estimate request. And someone's going to hit that website, and they're automatically going to be entered into your CRM, such as Service Autopilot, with no double entry. They're going to be logged in as, let's say, a fertilization and weed control client, or maybe a weekly or biweekly cleaning customer. So the automation now knows what they're interested in. We're going to have a personalized automated conversation. We're going to automatically send out something called a lead letter. These are the 5 or 6 reasons why your business is different and differentiates you from the competition, why people want to do business with you. In addition, we recommend going in and tying into a product like SendJim and automatically mailing a hard copy letter of this without you ever having to do anything. So now they have something physical and emotional in their hand that they can look at when they get that estimate, whether it's over the phone or in person with you. Then before the estimate, in this orange area, we're going to go out and educate them to the exact service they're interested in. So whether it's a weekly mowing or a weekly home cleaning, we're going to tell them how to do that service as a professional themselves to create that higher perceived value. And if we're doing our marketing right, it's not going to be a sales pitch, but we're going to go in and really overcome those sales and price objections so we can shorten that sales cycle. So this whole automated sales process is step 1. And then the next step is the employee. And then it's the repetitive task. And then it's the equipment asset management. But those 4 pieces are going to be the 4 pieces to allow the business owner to be an absentee owner. And I'm going to run through this real quick so you can kind of see front to back what this whole automated process looks like when you, the business owner, don't want to be involved in the day-to-day grind. So now after we've educated, we're going to go into our estimate follow-up here. And this is our 20 days to close process. And we're going to follow up at each interval with an automated process. So we're going to have automated text message. We're going to have automated email. And if you tie into our SendJim integration, We can do a ringless voicemail bomber that literally sends out a call to a cell phone, and it looks like a missed call. And that missed call populates a voicemail. And I would leave something automatically pre-recorded and say, hey, it's Mike from Callahan's Lawn Care. I dropped off an estimate a day ago. I'm just following up personally. I'm sorry I missed you. I left this voicemail. Do you have any questions regarding that estimate? And if so, call us. If not, click the accept an estimate button. We can get you on our schedule, hopefully by the end of this week. So now we're creating an automated workflow that automatically follows up via phone call, text, and email, and does not rely on someone in the office, especially in the spring. So we've opened up that bandwidth, that time. And the next thing is when we win the estimate, in the first green column, we're going to send out a welcome email. It's going to acclimate them what to expect of your company. We're going to merge in a temporary username and password to get their credit card on file. So we get that credit card on file, and we're getting paid. We're going to follow up with a 30, 60, and 90-day follow-up via email. So those little issues are going to be addressed before they become big complaint issues. And I know a lot of people that work with us or follow us use Martha Woodward's quality-driven software, QDS. That runs perfectly alongside of this because she's looking for quality scores and feedback on the cleaners. So if you've got that system, this is another great piece to put aside this. Next thing is happy holidays. We just go out and educate them about the holiday and wish them a happy holiday. That's just more of a long-term nurture. And then the newsletters in the bottom, we've tackled this differently. We have a segmented pipeline. We have marketing for leads and marketing for clients. And we can have special communication. So if you have a marketing calendar, just like Jonathan Potoshnak of the Lawn Care Millionaire talked about at SA5, we want to have a monthly marketing calendar that's specific to leads and clients. This is where that all plugs in. And the next thing is, if we lose the estimate, we're going to go in per service about a month before that service goes in, and we're going to go in and apologize for the specific service we've lost. So we're going to say, we're sorry for the reason we lost your lawn mowing estimate or your weekly home cleaning estimate, and get them to produce and ask for another estimate. My company 2 years ago, we had 164 or 165 estimates generated off this process. We closed 64% of those. We drove that client acquisition cost through marketing from about $78 down to $56 or $58, right around there. So we drove that client acquisition cost down by $20. So if you're putting estimates out right now and you're forgetting about them after we lose them, you're throwing money out the window, in my opinion. At least we were in our business. So if you go out and reactivate these, we've created a qualified database that's going to work those leads in your system. Below that, anybody who cancels, we're going to go out and reactivate every canceled service. Mrs. Smith might be a great customer. She's a lawn mowing customer, but she canceled that fertilization and weed control. You know, maybe she's on a fixed budget. It's not your fault. It's not her fault. But she's probably embarrassed to ask you for a new quote this year. The automation will do that. So this is how the business owner can get away from the business and not have to do it because the system does it. And it's not relying on someone in your office to make these calls or emails or letters. You'll find about 2 to 2.5% of all your clients actually reactivate off this cancel procedure. I know you're sitting there going, well, what about the crazy people we don't want back? Understandably, we all have those clients. We have a do not market button that we created in there, and it keeps the crazies out of the reactivation. And then depending where, if you're in the north, south, or southwest, the way we've set this up for our clients in Simple Growth is we have separate versions of our automation specifically for those people with about 140 pre-built marketing documents completely done for you, turnkey. All you have to do is review and edit them. But I'm not trying to sell the product here, but I'm going to give you an idea of what can go into this. And the last thing is that renewal or reminder. So where I went into the north, south, and southwest, each area of the country predominantly has a different way of renewing services. In the Northeast, we usually need a yes or no or a signed contract. The automation will go out at the end of the year and before the season starts to get them to sign back up. Or if you're a Southern client and you run forever till they cancel, we can go out and send out a reminder saying, hey, we're going from every 2 weeks or 3 weeks of maintenance down to a regular weekly schedule. So we're having that communication that doesn't involve you as the owner or the business manager to rely on. So that is kind of the first piece of the 4 to 5 pieces to take that business owner, become an absentee owner. Next thing is, this is one of the emails we send out. But basically this email says, hey, Stacy, just wanted to reach out, see if you have any questions regarding your estimate. If you want me to save you a spot on the list this season, just let me know. Have a great Saturday. Secret sauce is the bottom of the emails. It looks like it's sent from my personal iPhone or yours. We send this out 2 days after every estimate. This email closes on average about 20%. So we had 100 new customers this month. 20 of them would sign up off this one email. Lady wrote in the response up top, hey, thanks for getting back so quickly. I love the information you send up front. She's talking about the pre-education emails. No one in your market, I guarantee it, unless they're using something that we built or basically modeled something after it, are going to these steps. But now it's pulling that business owner out of the equation, and the software is managing that sales process. Lady here in this next example wrote back, they had a puppy, didn't want any pesticides in the yard. It allowed us the opportunity to upsell that organic fertilizing. Once again, the business owner manager is not following up on this manually. Now the system does it, and it takes your life back from the business. So the final part of this process here is, or basically the second, as we're bouncing around, is employees. This is the biggest issue right now in any service industry. And we have tackled this in my own company, and now we're sharing with everybody as a done-for-you system. But by all means, if you're going to build it yourself, copy this template. It works. But this is the point in the business that pulls that business owner out again. So basically, we build out a hosted landing page on the left here in an office entry form. If they come to the office, we drop them into the automation once that's filled out. We run them through an online application process. It's going to make them jump through some standard hoops. Make sure they're qualified before they get there. Let's just say Julie gets through this process. Well, an interview to-do pops up in the office and says, hey, give Julie a call, set up the interview date and time. You enter that into our master form of employees, and it will email or text message Julie the week before and the day before that interview. In addition, if it's a larger business, it can assign a task for somebody to review Julie's application and do a pre-interview ranking of A, B, and C. And now we can hand that over to the interviewer. And when they basically come to the interview, we have a standardized interviewing package. And what we also recommend, and cycling back a little bit, is when we send those text message or emails to the applicant, we assign some homework to maybe go down to the DMV, get a driver's abstract, put some skin in the game, put a deadline in there, and make sure they can follow on deadlines to screen them out before they ever waste your time at that interview. Next thing we're going to do is go through a standardized interview package. And we're going to ask the same exact questions day in and day out, so there's no bias, and we're going to rank them in an A, B, and C fashion. We give you a labor pool to search from, and you can go in and say, hey, I want all my applicants from, let's just say, the last 20 days that are an A ranking. Now we got a glorified hiring checklist. And where this is really important, and at least where I got myself in trouble in my company, was we would start hiring the first person through the door with a pulse. We just needed bodies. Well, now we're proactively interviewing every week for these things, either on the phone or in person. We're creating our own qualified labor pool. So when you have a two-man crew or two-girl crew and someone doesn't show up, that's when you get blackmailed usually for that $1 an hour raise. Well, I'm not going out and working by myself unless you give me that $1 an hour raise. Well, this should never, ever happen again. And if it does, they may last till Friday, but you're going back in and working your qualified labor pool and hiring the next qualified individual. It puts you as the business owner back in control, so you're not getting sucked back into the chaos. The next thing here is we do a 2-part introduction to company culture. And this is going to go over your mission, your vision, your values. And that new millennial worker right now wants to tie into something more than a paycheck. And that's going to do this. It improved our retention dramatically. If you don't take anything from this whole thing, if you're watching it, we need to do something to align to a mission, a vision, values, something about that North Star that your company is about, because you need to be different than the other lawn care company down the street, and this will do it. After that, we do an automated tax document collection. So we go out and do that. After the third attempt, if they haven't done that, a to-do pops up and says, hey, Julie never filled out her tax docs. At this point, I recommend you firing Julie because she can't follow through on deadlines on a simple task. How is she going to go out and clean a home or cut a lawn with our set process and procedures? So we're going to screen them out before they get to us. After we hire them, before we train them, we screen them out again. In the final column here in the green, right here, we run our new admin through an automated online video training series, how to use our CRM of choice of Service Autopilot. So now we've created our own little franchise without franchise fees, where we can actually go out and replicate standardized training, how to use the CRM that does not involve the manager or the business owner to sit knee to knee with them the whole entire time. And in addition, we went out into the field with a tripod, a wireless mic, and a smartphone and made training videos, how to use each type of mower, how to use a string trimmer, how to use a shrub trimmer, any of those services. Now our new staff comes into the office, or whether it's on a mobile or a tablet, and runs through an online video training series to get them acclimated and trained before they actually get in the field. We've created a turnkey solution. So if you, the business owner, want to be absentee, you fall ill and can't run the business, or you want to sell the business, you have a business in a box that you can hand off to somebody that has true value, that doesn't revolve as you as the business owner. So this is the value. This is the second part of the equation if you're going to become an absentee owner and not be basically chained to your business for life. The next thing we do, an automated employment contract and handbook fulfillment. Those are the things we need to track. A lot of times in the spring, let's be honest, those checks don't get checked off. The I's don't get dotted. The T's don't get crossed. This process will make sure it happens day in and day out without the business owner having to manage it. We roll into our repetitive task that I opened up the conversation with. And that repetitive task, if you're just tuning in, is taking what's in the business owner's head. We delegate and automate across 7 core features of the business: sales, customer service, scheduling, billing, office manager, maintenance, and owner. And we apply set options as this here in daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, with instructions, deadlines, and hopefully some video links if it's required. So now the business is reliant on the software to manage the workflow. And then the final piece that we're going to be releasing through Simple Growth here, probably by the end of the month, is the equipment and asset management. So if you envision your sales and customer service and scheduling being truck 1, 2, and 3, mower 3, 4, and 5, whatever that is, we're talking daily walkarounds, as far as inspections, preventative maintenance, oil changes, blade changes, trailer inspections, whatever that is, we're going to load that into the CRM. And now the software is going to be able to manage your equipment and asset management. That is the key to pull the business owner out and have a life with friends and family, do your thing, or work on that business and not in the business, as Michael Gerber always preaches. So there is the core functionalities, and I'm going to review really quick to pull the business owner out. If you're just tuning in, definitely tune back to this after the live version is done. But we're going to perfect our sales process. It's automated. It doesn't revolve anything around the owner. It can be delegated or hopefully completely automated. We're going to go into employment automations and structure. So we're going to go out and find and recruit, screen, onboard, and train the employees to a standardized process that does not involve the owner again. Next thing we roll into is repetitive tasks. And these repetitive tasks are going to take the 7 core functions of the business and tell everybody what they need to do, when they need to do it on a daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, and annually basis. And yes, part of it is the owner. So if you look at this in the far right column, it can be go over your KPIs for the month, review the company's KPIs for monthly reports, make decisions on employee retention for the next year, those performance appraisals, the raises. So these are the core functions that you're going out to become an absentee owner or just get pulled out of the daily grind. We've got our sales process, we've got our employee process, repetitive tasks, now equipment, asset, and management. So not trying to pitch Simple Growth here. I want to make this an educational video, but if any of this looks to be of interest to you, drop us a private message on Facebook. We're happy to show you this in the cost, but everything we do is a turnkey, done-for-you solution. Our sales package comes with about 140 marketing documents with content written for you, specially built for the North, the South, and Southwest. And we go in specifically to your city and the timing of each service and build it to your service. It's not a cookie-cutter approach. You work on your business, we work on your automations. Together, we pull you out of the day-to-day grind and allow you to do the things in your life outside of your business you like doing. Or if you're just driven and crazy like me and you want to work on it and not in it, that's going to allow you to do that too. So if you have any comments or questions, drop them below. Otherwise, I'm hopping off for another Facebook Live in a few minutes over on the SA Weekly Talk Show. So check that out on Facebook if you haven't. But you can create a business that will involve with an absentee owner, and this is the process that we used in my business, and you can use the same exact process whether you use Simple Growth or not. I've literally spelled out the step-by-step instructions on a high level, how you can go out and free yourself from your business and spend some more time with friends and family and work on that business. So hopefully it was helpful. I'll keep an eye on this if there's any comments or questions on this process. But until tomorrow, hopefully this helps.